Okay, so this is a finishing breakdown, one-on-one from the perimeter. So we have three main reads, and there's different skills you can use within those reads. So the first read is, what do you do if you get ahead of your defender when you're sprinting towards the basket? So if I play it more full speed, you see that James Harden cuts across Anthony Davis to get a score. Same thing here with Goran Dragic. Beats Daniel Theis and cuts across him. Same thing here. Beats Paul George, cuts across him. Okay, so now let's look at the nuances within that.
Averaging 28 points per game in the 3 games of this series.
We then take this dribble across, and then we have to read where the defender is. Anthony Davis is still on the right hip, so we can't finish with our right hand here. It has to be a hand furthest away, and it's extended out as far as possible, negating all of Anthony Davis's length, and then he can't contest a shot at the rim.
Marcus Smart switched on to him. They got a mismatch there.
Here, Goran Dragic is level, but he does an excellent job here of then starting to cut across, but at the moment only their shoulders overlap, but he actually jumps across in mid-air, which then means that as a result, Daniel Theis is now facing Goran Dragic's back and now more to his right shoulder. And if we keep going, we'll see that if Goran Dragic had finished using his right hand in this scenario, Daniel Theis might have been able to get a piece of it because Daniel Theis is so big. But because Goran Dragic then finishes with the furthest away hand now using his left, that's an unblockable shot.
Lead up to double digits.
And again, the same thing. Cuts across, this time not in midair, but cuts across so much that he's now able to finish with the opposite hand to the hand he was dribbling with and create the most separation from Paul George. Okay, so now we've got to talk about what to do when your defender is next to you as you're driving to the basket. And you'll see in all these clips that the offensive player makes contact with the defender to create separation. Okay, and the contact comes in different forms, so we'll break down the nuances of that. So first of all, looking at Brad Wanamaker here, he creates contact on the dribble. That doesn't create enough separation from Pascal Siakam, so then on his last step in his layup, he creates contact, which then prevents Pascal Siakam from jumping because now Pascal Siakam's off balance, and we're able to jump and shoot over the top and get an easier score. Same thing again, we weren't able to create contact with our defender on the dribble, but then we create contact on the last step. Now we have all this separation to play away. And that bump here again negates the defender's ability to jump, and we get an open shot and an and one here. Now, there's too much separation here to be able to dribble into the defender. So what happens here is we get to 2 feet, and the beauty of getting to 2 feet is you can now change your angle of your jump. Rather than just coming off one leg and jumping forwards, we have Kemba Walker jumping sideways into Marc Gasol, using his forearm to create separation still, and then finishing away. And as a result, he gets the score there. And now we have George Hill doing pretty much the same thing against a bigger defender. Dribble separation in, comes off 2 feet, jumps into the defender again because we didn't have enough separation on the bump, and then finishing through contact. Now the beauty of getting to 2 feet is we can then use pump fakes and then use all the counters from there. The last read is then what to do when the defender is in front of you. And it's change direction. We have a beautiful spin here from Giannis, and we backtrack that. You see that his footwork on the spin, his step here is going straight to the basket. Most of us, when we spin, we end up going sideways and then out towards the block. Giannis does such a brilliant job here of going straight towards the basket. So his next step is now at the basket, and it's the easiest layup possible. And the reason I love the spin move so much because it gives you endless counters from 2 feet footwork. We have the step through here and the finish as a result. Okay, you also have your Euro steps, but I want you to notice something different about this Euro step. Okay, so we call a bump Euro. Okay, we dribble and bump into the defender. That knocks the defender back. So then all you have to do is take a short choppy step to de-accelerate and step to the side, straight to the basket, into all that space you've created off that dribble bump. Okay, so having that bump into the Euro step is one of the best ways to create separation from your defender as well. And here is what I call an early Euro step. Okay, we'll play this back in slow motion. You'll see that it's almost like an in and out dribble. Okay, I call it an early Euro step because he's faking to go to his left with the dribble, and now he's got 2 steps to step past the defender rather than just 1, like we saw James Harden do after the dribble bump. Okay, so if you're a little bit further out, you might want to use that early dribble, early Euro step, so you can get more steps further towards the basket, to get yourself further towards the basket.
Come back in. Looks like he's moving pretty well.
Okay, now this last move here, okay, again the defender's in front, so we have to change direction, but we call it a swing step. This outside foot after this dribble here, then cross steps in front. Okay, we call it a swing, okay, because we imagine that the ball and foot is attached on a piece of string. You see that he lifts the ball up above his head and his foot is swinging across his body at the same time. Now the foot's landed, the ball's coming down onto the other side, we step through and we finish same hand, same foot away from the defender. And we have the same move here happening in transition. We'll slow it down so you guys can see it more clearly. Penultimate dribble, swing the ball up and through with a cross step and finish at the basket, extending away from the defense. So those are the 3 main reads, and as you've seen, there's plenty moves within those 3 reads, but understanding, are you ahead of the defense? Are you level with the defense? Is the defense in front of you? You can now problem solve on the fly and hopefully now get yourself the best shot possible.